Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. This is Big Al from Holy Fire Bushcraft and the Spirit Calls Survival School. Today's video is on a overnighter and camping and kitchen craft. Going to cook a meal up for supper this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and cut me up some firewood for my fire pit here, and I got a bunch of this that's been sitting out here drying. We're going to see how it works. It's just old apple tree limbs and stuff. So I'm going to take my saw, cut me up some wood here. Might be able to just go ahead and break that. Yep, it'll break just fine like that. So I'll just put that over there like that. See what else I got over here. Go ahead and cut this one. So I'm gonna saw me up some wood here, some kindling and stuff, and then we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, now I got my firewood cut up, my middle stuff, like, and my little pencil size and on up, you know. Now I'm going to take this feather stick I made, and I'm going to try this out and see if it lights good, and then I can start my fire that way. So I'm going to take a Bic right here. Well, all right, plan B. Take my little fire kit right here. I got a little piece of cotton up in there. Let's see how this works. this another piece out of here. I can always put some more in there later. Guarantee this will do it. I believe I should have made my feather stick a little bit more. My feathers are just a little bit more, but that's okay. We got it. So I'll see how that does here in a little bit. So chapstick and cotton inside of it. Handy little thing to carry with you if you got a stubborn fire. Always good to have a plan B. So that's starting to catch up now. So now that I got that started, now I'm going to head over here and get some supper ready. See you over there. Alright, we're over here at the little kitchen area. We're going to make some pulled pork mac and cheese. Got elbow macaroni. I got cheese sauce out of one of the packets of macaroni and cheese. And in my little cooler over here, I got pulled pork barbecue in sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put me some water in here and get it boiling, and get my macaroni going. One of these big matches. Put me some water in the pot here and go ahead and put some macaroni in here. Well, I may just go ahead and let that water boil. And then when that water gets done, starts getting to boiling, then I'll come back and we'll put the macaroni in there. See you in a little bit. Well, my fire's catching up now. I had to add a little bit of leaves to it and a little bit of grass, but now she's burning real good now. Got my little chair over there. Tonight, to keep the bugs off of me, I got my tiki torch here. And tonight, my sleeping quarters is going to be the screened in tent that we used in the last video for a kitchen tent for the stove and all that. But tonight, I'm going to use it to sleep in. It's got this screen on it, so hopefully it should keep the bugs out. And I got me a cot here to sleep on, so I'm not on the ground. I got me I don't know if I'm going to need a sleeping bag tonight, but I can at least lay on a sleeping bag. And if I get a little bit cold, I can use this sleeping bag liner. Camera equipment over there. Yep. So this camping trip is going to be an overnighter, and it's in my patch of woods on my property. Wanted to do a cooking video in a controlled area. So once again, thanks for joining me. I believe here shortly that water should be about ready for my macaroni. Well, it looks like my water's boiling now. Let's see if I can turn this down just a little bit. Go ahead and add me some macaroni in here. I ain't going to measure anything. I'm just going to go by look. We'll let that boil and see how it does. Get my big old spoon out of here. I like a big spoon, that way you can get more to eat. My dad was like that too. He didn't like no little old teaspoon. We'll let that boil and let that macaroni get nice and tender, and then we'll add the pulled pork and barbecue sauce into it. Now, I wanted to improvise. I seen this. It was, I think it was either Kansas City barbecue sauce, maybe, I don't know. But I said, well, why do I need to go get that kind of sauce when I can just go ahead and use barbecue in a container? It's already got the barbecue sauce in it, the pork's already pulled, so you know, simple, easy peasy. And for something like this, you don't want nothing real, a lot of headache to work with. You want something that's going to be, you know, easy to do, and you go and do whatever else you need to do. So I'm going to let that boil, and then we'll go over and set it to fire for a few minutes. Let this boil a little bit on low heat. I'll check on it again. But it's just a simple recipe to do, you know, for camping. I'm experimenting with some stuff that's just easy to do. I haven't done any cooking videos, and I wanted to try something simple out, and then later on I'm going to, you know, kind of work my way up to more other stuff to challenge myself with. But I just want to keep it simple today, since this is just a on the fly overnight camping trip I'm doing here on my property. Just needed to get outside for a little bit and just kind of get some me time. So I hope you enjoyed being with me here, and I'll be back here in a minute and we'll see what this looks like. I'm gonna go over here to the fire and we'll sit over there for a little bit. Be back in a little bit. fire pit. Me and my wife got this for our, when we got married. We've had it a long time, and it's just been really good for just like being out in the, you know, like out in the backyard, kind of just doing s'mores and stuff. This is a mixture of sumac, some apple tree, oak, some of this burn up. I ain't have to worry about snakes being around. It's around that time of the year now. We're like in August now, and snakes will be out doing, can't see, and they'll be out moving around. There's just something about a campfire and being outside is just good therapy. I always found, and I know there's a lot of people that can vouch for this, it's just something about it that gives you kind of a solitude. Just something about it. Sometimes it's spiritual, sometimes it's just natural, but definitely therapeutic. I'm hoping to do some more cooking videos here in the near future. See how this one goes, how this turns out. I'm going to let that go for a little bit. Here in a little bit. But I've got plenty to burn, so I can have me a nice little fire for a while. Hopefully in September, if everything goes well, I'm going to do another overnighter. And I'll try to have something special to do on that trip too. I'm going to head back over here to the, that thing's blazing now. I'm going to head over here to the stove now and check this macaroni. Okay, I believe our macaroni is done. I can cut it in half now. So I'm going to turn the heat off. A little bug in there. I guess it don't matter. Just a little extra meat, I reckon. All right. Pour a little bit of this water on. So it's not too soupy. I got a little bit of that water off. That little bit of water is not going to matter too awful much. But that's our macaroni. It's all nice and tender. So now I'm going to add the cheese. Yeah, if you never, now I used the macaroni and somehow we didn't use the cheese, and I just saved the cheese for a rainy day, and this just worked out just fine for my recipe. All right. Mix that cheese up in there. All right, there's our cheese. Now we're going to add the pulled pork. Now this, to some people, might sound disgusting, but actually it's really good. Put our pulled pork in there with our barbecue sauce. Mix all that together in there. There we go. Pulled pork, macaroni, and cheese. Barbecue sauce in it too. Alright. Now the moment of truth. We're going to try a little bit of this and see how she tastes. You can taste that barbecue sauce in it. That's some good stuff. And all I had to have was just a little bit of some dry macaroni, a packet of that cheese that's already liquefied, and some pulled pork barbecue stuff, and put it in there, and there you go. Pretty good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and eat this, and I'll be back in a little bit. Well, ain't that meal I cooked? It's pretty good, but I think I made a little too much, and eyes got big in my stomach. I didn't get to eat all of it, but it was filling. Now I'm just been sitting around here watching the fire get stoking it, take care of it, just pondering upon things. It's nice to hear the crickets and all the nighttime creatures carrying on. Real good friend, neighbor come by a little bit earlier and visited with me for a little bit. I've just pretty much been sitting here watching this fire, enjoying it. I've been thinking about some stuff here lately, especially just how that people are just so busy anymore. I mean, I know you gotta work and I know you gotta have a job, to get through this, in this life. But it just seems like that we're just busy all the time, and we just don't never have time to stop, take a breath, and enjoy things going around us, because life's like a vapor, as the Bible says. It's here for a short time and then it's gone. And if we don't start taking time out with our families and doing things, their kids are, before we know, they're grown, and all that time's gone. We're trying to fight to get it all back. I know I only recall going on a couple of camping trips with my dad. He worked all the time, and usually when he was in the bed, I was up, and when I was in the bed, he was up working. And so I didn't see him that much, and every now and then, I'd get to see him, but most of the time he was asleep or he was at work. And I missed that I didn't get to have the relationship quite like I wanted to have with my dad. He loved to do this kind of stuff. He'd like to get outside and enjoy nature and sit by a campfire or go fishing, go hunting. This is what he would consider sport. A lot of people like basketball and baseball and football and tennis and soccer and all them other different types of sports, but Dad considered hunting and camping and survival stuff as his form of sport. He liked to do that. That was the favorite thing he liked to do. And I inherited some of that from him. And I feel like a lot of times when I'm out here, when I go hiking, or if I go out in the woods, if I go fishing or do something outdoors, it kind of feels like that I'm close to him. And I know there's a lot of kids out there that are probably that at one time was in the same boat as I was when I was younger. They didn't get to have the time and the relationship with their parents like they wanted to, either working, or it's hard to tell, maybe a broken family. It's so important that we spend time with one another, especially with our families and our friends. That's how we get through life, having each other to lean on. I'm really enjoying this. This is just like, most people like to listen to classical music, but this kind of music is like really, really soothing to me. It's just hearing the crickets and the frogs and all that. That's just things in the night that just is up and about. I guess it just goes back to when we were primitive. Man's always had a desire to be like that. That's the way he was created. He finds himself wanting to go back to nature and find himself. And I, as a Christian, I find that being in nature, it brings me closer to God too. It's kind of my way of my special place with him. Well, it's 8:55 now. It's going to be time here shortly to turn in. I'll be turning in here probably about 9 o'clock. Usually it's my bedtime. I'm a little bit older. I don't stay up real late most of the time. So I guess I'm just going to end it for tonight and sit here and enjoy the campfire. And I guess I'll see y'all in the morning, Lord's willing. Till then, good night. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Well, I slept okay last night. It got a little cool. It'd been hot yesterday, and then, you know, you get a little bit sweaty, and then it got cool last night, and I got a little cold, but I started warming up once it started getting toward morning. Didn't sleep too bad. So that's one more overnighter down in the books for Holy Fire Bushcraft. I think I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna go make some coffee. I'll see you in a few. Well, last night, before I went to bed, before I got into the tent, once I got in the tent, I went ahead and I laid my sleeping bag down first because it was kind of warm, so I didn't think I was going to need that. And I went ahead and used this sleeping bag liner first. I slept in it for a little while until about 2 in the morning, I guess. And then I started getting a little bit cold, and I put it inside this sleeping bag, and it worked out pretty good. But it'd been a while since I did some camping, and I realized that you just don't wear blue jeans to camp in. They don't dry out when you sweat in them, and you're very uncomfortable sometimes throughout the night. But all around, I like this little backpack. Lord, I have not woken completely up yet. This sleeping bag liner. I tell you what, it's a jewel. It worked really good last night. It gave me a little extra insulation, and it was cool to sleep in before I needed my sleeping bag later on in the night. So yeah, these are nice. Might want to get you one. Well, I'm going to head over here and get this stove fired up and make some coffee. some coffee. So this is the second overnighter I've done. This time I did it on my property. I hope in the near future to do one again somewhere else. But I wanted to do it here because I want to control environment so I could experiment with some stuff. But it went pretty good. I had a fire and we cooked up that that barbecue mac and cheese, and it was pretty good. Might want to try it sometime. So, like I was saying earlier, the sleeping bag liner, it worked out good because it gave me just enough of a layer that I was still kindly cool, but I wasn't too hot since it was hot last night. But once it got cold, it didn't get extremely cold, but it was just a little bit bothersome. It wasn't, you know, like really excruciating agony or anything cold, but it was a little annoying. So when I put that liner down in that that sleeping bag, it added a little bit more warmth. But I learned my lesson by wearing blue jeans. I should know better than that. Blue jeans are not good for camping in. They don't breathe. When you sweat, they don't dry out, and you tend to get cold. Plus, they're uncomfortable to sleep in anyway. But other than that, everything went pretty good. No, my little critters around here didn't bother me last night that I know of. I heard a few things. I think my apple trees, I think I heard some apples fall. And I didn't have a pillow, so I took my shirt and rolled it up and used it as a pillow, and it worked out pretty good. And then I woke up this morning about I think the sun starts rising probably around a little after 5 maybe. And you know, it started grass. I took a picture of the sunrise this morning, which was pretty. I like seeing sunrises. And of course then I went back to sleep. I didn't stay up. I used to be an early bird, but I'm not as early as I used to be about getting up. But I really enjoyed being out here, just kind of, you know, building the fire and cooking something on that stove, you know, just something about the meal and the experience with just having a little campfire, even though it was in a pit. A portable pit, you know, and I had the tent. It did okay, but probably next time I'll probably use my other tent that's kind of more enclosed. And the tiki torch kept the bugs away pretty good too, so I did pretty good last night. I didn't have no mosquitoes or anything eating me up, so everything went pretty good. I'm satisfied with how everything worked out with, of course, the meal, and you know, just hanging out here in Big Al's patch of woods. So with that being said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, ring my notification bell, select all my videos. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and give you peace. Thank you for your prayers and support. Have a blessed day in Jesus' name. Thank you.